Hi everyone, I'm Michelle, aka Imagination Reigns, and as the new year begins, I, like probably many of you, have been thinking about my goals for the new year and all the things that I want to accomplish for 2025. I have a whiteboard up on my wall outlining every minute of the day so that I can be as productive as humanly possible. I have lofty goals about improving my art by studying all the fundamentals, being consistent with my Instagram, growing my YouTube channel, and also giving my all at my 9 to 5. This is kind of normal for me. I'd say I am definitely part of the hustle culture. I believe that you should follow your dreams, but realize that dreams take a lot of hard work. But with all of these lofty goals in mind, at the beginning of the year, when I usually feel pumped and ready for a fresh start, I found myself pretty sick, and my ability to run at 120% was instantly gone. And this really got me thinking. Whenever a lot of us start to plan our New Year's resolutions, we often completely disregard one very important thing: our health. Without our health, many of our plans and great ideas kind of fall apart. That's where I found myself having to take a step back, having to skip that hour of video editing or painting for a nap. And it was incredibly hard seeing my momentum slow down to a crawl. But it also opened my eyes a bit and recentered me. I need to make sure that even when I'm working hard, taking care of my health should also be a priority. I started planning to post my first video of the year in the beginning of January, and when I got sick, that grinded everything to a halt. All I could really focus on was my day job, and even that was difficult. It is incredibly hard to get up and grind at 100% when you feel like crap. And what beat me up the most was realizing that me being sick was entirely my fault. I had voluntarily overworked and overstressed myself. And in case you don't know, stress is no joke. We tend to not realize how serious it is until it presents itself with physical health effects. It's easy just to say, oh, this is in my head, or suck it up and keep going until your body says, nope, enough is enough. Me getting sick really forced me to stop and think. I had to look at that whiteboard on my wall and admit to myself, I can't do all of that and remain healthy. I gave it my best shot, and I realized I bit off more than I could chew. I would say about 90% of the time, I wasn't sticking to that ridiculous schedule, and I continued to try to do it anyways. And as they say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It was really kind of a humbling moment for me. I wasn't about to give up on my goals. That wasn't the lesson here. I just needed to reevaluate how far I could push myself without putting my health in jeopardy. And that meant changing some bad habits into good ones, like having a healthy sleep schedule and forcing myself to go to bed at 9:30, even if I wasn't finished with a day's tasks. It meant cutting down on some painting time to make sure I had time to go on daily walks. It meant listening to my body when I needed a break, even if I felt there wasn't time. And that was hard. I had to fight the feeling that I was falling behind, that I wasn't going to reach my goals because I wasn't working hard enough. But the funny thing is, by pushing myself beyond my limit, that's what made me sick in the first place, and I lost more time trying to recover. So, I guess what I'm trying to say to all of you is, don't underestimate the importance of taking care of your mind and body. I know art is really hard, and it takes a lot of time to get to the skill level we want to be at. But as many others have said, this is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's okay to take a break. I've realized that I need to make and allocate time for the things that make me healthy, like going for walks, scheduling time for meditation, and sleeping. Before, my excuse was, I don't have time. I need to make this video or do this painting. What I tell myself now is, well, you know what? Too bad. Taking care of my health needs to be as mandatory as brushing my teeth or taking a shower, while before it just seemed optional or a luxury. This doesn't mean that I'm going to stop hustling. It just means that maybe I need to say, hey, it's 5 o'clock and it's time to go for a walk, even if I'm not finished with what I'm doing. Or 9:30 is bedtime, no matter where I am on this project or art piece. It's keeping myself accountable and making my healthy habits just as much as a priority as my art. Coming back to my whiteboard on the wall, I sat and looked at how I had outlined each minute of the day, and I had come to terms with something. I had to admit I couldn't do everything that was listed up there. I really wanted to, but after multiple attempts to stick to that schedule, I was failing. So I went through all the things that I was hoping to accomplish. Some things I had to really think about how important they were to me compared to all my other goals. What had to stay and what could I possibly let go of? Maybe some things I did once a week instead of trying to do every single day. I'm still really struggling with this idea that I can't do it all, but after getting sick, I realized that I can't, and I need to evaluate those things in my life that I just can't live without. For example, I love learning languages, and for the past couple of years, I've been learning Finnish. But learning a language to fluency is probably even more time consuming than learning art. I was getting up at 5 a.m. before work in order to squeeze in Finnish lessons. And I realized with my time constraints that I couldn't do both art and Finnish at the same level. I've taken a break on learning a language right now, and I intend to bring it back into my schedule, but just not at the intensity that I had before. It's sad, but I think we need to be honest with ourselves on what we can and cannot do in a single day. Anyway, this is just a long winded reminder to be kind to your body and your mind. As an artist, you need it to be creative. I think we can sometimes forget how connected our health, both physical and mental, is to our productivity. So stay healthy out there, everyone, and keep painting.